Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where two idiots, me and Isaiah, talk about movies. And today we are talking about The Last Crusade. Just a reminder, there are spoilers ahead for movies and shows you might not have seen yet. So fair warning now before we jump into the episode. But seriously, if you haven't seen Indiana Jones at this point,
you've been living under a rock.
I am actually one of the people. I have not seen this movie before.
But you have now.
But I have now. So I'm one less person out there. Let's hop into the first segment for today's episode, which is This Week in Hollywood.
For our first headline, Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell are set to star in the feature A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey from director Kogonada.
Sure.
Kogonada. Margot Robbie's first role since Barbie. Imperative Entertainment is behind the film that has a script from Seth Reese, who created the menu, and is scheduled to begin shooting this spring in California. Plot details are very scarce, but the movie is set to center on two strangers and the unlikely way that their paths align.
Sounds like a lot of every other movies.
You cannot be more vague.
But I guess
so vague.
That at least gives us some sort of idea. At least we're like, oh, it's probably a rom-com or some romantic drama thing, you know?
Well, the only thing I need to know is if Colin Farrell will have his accent.
Or Margot Robbie.
The Australian and the Irish. That's
there
what
you
I
go.
call it. Should call it that.
Now, we got some news for you. Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, revealed some news on CNBC ahead of Disney's first quarter of fiscal 2024 earnings report that the second Moana, which was originally developed as a TV series, has now become a feature film because Iger was impressed with the footage. Great. Moana 2 will be released theatrically on November 27th of this year, and according to Disney, Moana 2 will take audiences on an expansive new voyage with Moana, Maui, and a brand new crew of unlikely seafarers.
Yawn.
Yeah, I'm one of the few that I think didn't really even care for Moana. Like, it just did nothing really stood out to me about it. I mean, it was good, but like it wasn't great.
I think I'm just Disneyed out. I think Disney needs
to chill.
Disney has tired out Star Wars. They have tired out Marvel. They have tired out their brand as general, because like tiring out live action remakes.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Like it's just.
You know what, Disney, if you're listening, because I know Bob is a big fan of the show. Bobby, listen to me right now. Bobbert. If you want me to go back in the theaters to watch one of your movies, bring back, now this might not be a hot take, this is a take. Bring back your classic 2D animation. Bring back like Robin Hood styled animation. Bring back like Winnie the Pooh, you know, like the 2D flat, like the last 2D animation I can think of is Princess and the Frog. Bring that back. I like that more than this 3D oversaturated bullshit. But anyways, we're getting trailed off.
Not Disney. Kate Winslet has done something a little bit different for her latest role as she becomes Mother Earth.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen this trailer.
Listening.
In an exclusive trailer, which you can find online or by checking out our Discord channel, the Oscar-winning actress narrates Dreamscapes, a genre-bending natural history doc showcasing the planet's beauty. The film was written and directed by Christian Machekik, and co-written by Larissa Camptoner. It was produced by Clemens Hellman. Did you just put all these names in just to mess with me?
Yup.
And executive produced by Patrick Knapp Schwarzenegger. Wait, like the Schwarzenegger?
I'm assuming
Arnold
so?
Schwarzenegger? There's not many people named Schwarzenegger.
True.
And Haro Van Have. Okay. The score was composed by Edwin Wendler. You put in all these names just because they were gonna screw me up.
Oh yeah, it's so easy.
I know. My English is my first language.
Yeah.
It's my only language.
there's a new Evil Dead spinoff in the works.
Ooh.
And it is looking to replicate the success of last year's Evil Dead Rise. So franchise overseers Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert are hiring another filmmaker to head off in a different direction with a new spin-off film.
I'm sorry, can you say Sam's name again?
Sam Raimi? What is it?
It's Raimi.
Raimi?
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Whatever. Sam Raimi. But up-and-coming director Sebastian Venikek. Has a lot of symbols in his name, so I'm not entirely sure the pronunciation of it, but that's going to be my brutal American version. Sebastian has been hired to make the new movie for Ghost House Pictures. So interesting.
Wasn't the last one like not that good?
Yes and no. I personally did not care for it, but a lot of people did like it, and a lot of people didn't like it. It was very mixed reviews, I think. I wouldn't call it a horror movie. A lot of people said it was scary. I don't think it was scary at all. It's definitely gore porn. And that's definitely not for you. Actually, it made me viscerally react. And I've seen all the Saw movies, and none of the Saw movies have ever made me have a visceral reaction like that movie did.
Other than Saltburn.
Oh yeah, Saltburn was rough. So yeah, we'll see. I guess what happens. I'm probably have to watch it. So
well, speaking of horror stories, Dakota Johnson sounded off on the industry in a new interview ahead of the release of her superhero movie, Madam Web.
Oh yes,
yeah,
a horror movie indeed.
The actress reflected on bringing her indie drama Daddy-O to a film festival last year, where she says it took a whole lot of effort to get it sold, despite it starring her and Oscar winner Sean Penn in the lead roles.
Now hold on. Before you go on saying what she said, I want you to do it in your best Dakota Johnson impression.
That's not happening. People are just so afraid, and I'm like, why? What's going to happen if you do something brave? Just pause. What is a Dakota Johnson impression? Other than like a very generic white woman voice. What is the impression?
It'd be kind of like, why? What's going to happen if you do something brave?
So, like a Valley Girl?
Sorta. But it's like kind of soft. It's like, why? What's going to happen if you do something brave? Kinda. I'd have to hear her voice. I think I butchered it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that. What's going to Okay. It just feels like nobody knows what to do and everyone's afraid. That's what it feels like. Everyone who makes decisions is afraid. They want to do the safe thing, and the safe thing is really boring. He then continued on to say, she is discovering that it's really fucking bleak in this industry. Welcome to the club. It's majorly disheartening. The people who run streaming platforms don't trust creative people or artists to know what's going to work, and that is just going to make us implode. You can watch the interview online because she says more about the industry. Is she late to the party? We've known this for years.
We've known this, but I feel like no one's come out and said that really recently, like celebrity wise. I mean,
you know what's funny is that she's gonna say this, and I really hope that this movie, this Daddy-O movie, is actually really good. Also Sean Penn's an amazing actor, but I really hope this movie's good for her to have to say something like that.
Such an aggressive reaction, yeah.
Yeah, because if it's a real bad movie, it's just gonna make everything look way worse.
Well, here's what it's about.
Oh boy, okay.
A woman taking a cab ride from JFK engages in a conversation with the taxi driver about the important relationships in their lives.
Wait, JFK is in John F. Kennedy, or from JFK Airport?
From JFK Airport. I also read that wrong. I also was like, wait, she's in a cab with JFK? What the fuck? And then I kept reading. I was like, okay, Bethany, next time read the full sentence before you just jump to conclusion.
Yeah, because I was definitely now. All right, well, that's just in a cab with JFK.
Yeah, right.
I would duck if I were you.
Oh my god. Anyways, lastly, we'd like to take a moment to remember an amazing actor who recently passed away at the age of 76, Carl Weathers. You might have known him from his iconic role in the Rocky series, which we've covered in the past, or more recently as his role in Mandalorian. Whichever way you may know him, you probably know that he was an incredible actor, and we just hope he rests in peace. We're kind of a little late on this. I'm sure a lot of you already had heard this news, but we had to pay homage to it, the man, at least. It's the least we could do. But to end on a somber note, that will conclude this week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited on our Discord channel.
She's learning. Got it. She got it in one shot. So proud.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, since I'm sad, I think we need a drink.
Always drown our sorrows.
Always drown our sorrows in booze. So today's episode of Big Lou's Big Brews, brought to you by me, Bethany. Louis today has provided us with the Holy Grail cocktail. What a clever name.
Oh my God, it's the Holy Grail.
Fun fact, there is a Holy Grail restaurant in Ireland. Wow. So Joel Smith wrote this article back in February of 2010 about the search for the Holy Grail cocktail in Spokane, Washington. We'll have that article also plugged in our show notes in case you're interested in that. But finally, our cocktail, the Holy Grail recipe, was created by Eddie Boyd of Antiques on High in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out, Ohio. And it is posted on kindredcocktails.com. So you can find it there if you need to pull up the recipe at all.
Ohio.
Here we go. Here are our ingredients. Are you ready?
Don't do the Irish.
Okay, sorry.
You're not good at it.
I'm really not. And it's funny because I'm very Irish. So we're going to start off strong with 1.5 ounces of Amaro Montenegro. Then we're going to go with a 1/2 ounce of Mezcal del Maguey Vida. I think I butchered that as well. 3/4 ounce of pineapple juice, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, and 1/4 ounce of Orgeat.
Orgeat. Such a funny name.
Yeah.
That and Spokane.
Yeah, right. Here is how to make the drink. You're going to add all of the ingredients to a cocktail shaker with ice and shake vigorously. Then you're going to strain the cocktail over a fresh set of ice in a rocks glass, garnish with a pineapple wedge and a few nice fronds from the pineapple, and enjoy.
Also another funny word, fronds.
Fronds. It makes me think of...
Hans.
No, it makes me think of Mr. Fron.
Oh?
I think he's in Bob's Burgers.
Oh, I've never seen Bob.
He's so funny. Anyways, what do you think of the drink?
Well, first off, what the hell is Amaro Montenegro? Like, what is that? Okay.
I'm going to assume some sort of tequila.
It is a liqueur. It is made of a secret blend of 40 botanicals, including vanilla, orange peels, and eucalyptus.
Interesting. It has a sweet, turning mildly bitter taste with orange zest, coriander, cherry, vanilla, and clove. So it's kind of like it's got a citrusy, fruity type vibe along with a more herb type aftertaste. Very fine, like very small hint of herb, by the way.
I don't know. I think I like the zest. I like the fruity stuff, obviously.
I know you love the zest. Zesty little boy.
But I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling it.
No,
okay.
I
think I'm give it like a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's not something I would go out to and like find. If someone like said, "Hey, give this a taste test," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Okay, hear me out. What if you're like by a pool?
I don't think the setting would matter of whether or not I would taste test it.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Well,
You catch me near a pool.
I realized after I said it.
We said in a state surrounded mostly by water.
I know. I think
we had an earthquake off the coast. We should get a tsunami soon.
Yeah, we did have an earthquake off the coast. That's crazy. Is a 4 big? I don't understand. I forget the like magnitudes. Like what's big and what's small.
It was moderate.
Moderate. Yeah. It's like the highest it can go is an 8 or greater. So
yeah, we had
it
about halfway.
4.
So it was okay.
Yeah. And it was like, it was very far. So no one really felt. I think people in Northwest Palm Beach said they felt light shaking, but they could be exaggerating.
They could have been drunk.
They could have been. They could have been having the Holy Grail. I think I would give it a 3 out of 5, borderline 2.5, but I'm going to give it a 3 just because. Why not? I do like mezcal. It's like the only tequila that I can drink just because it's smoky. Not a lot of people do like mezcal. My friend of mine says that drinking mezcal is like drinking a box of cigarettes, and I think that is a great way to put it. Or a pack of cigarettes, I guess, not a box.
I don't smoke, but I drink mezcal.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way. I think she put it in a great way there. But I kind of do like that smoky flavor. That's why I like whiskey so much. But pineapple juice does not sit well in my stomach along with tequila as much as I like mezcal. So it's just like tequila is not my go-to. You know, it would go whiskey, vodka, rum, and then tequila. Am I missing one in there?
Liqueurs.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking like the main ones.
Oh,
I feel like those are the 4 main.
Vodka,
gin.
Whiskey.
Gin's probably at the bottom, actually.
Yeah, gin's probably the bottom.
Yeah, but
I forget about Hendrix.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd probably say 3. I'll go. Well, you said 3 as well, right? Or 3.5?
I said 3.
Okay, so we're on the same page. Cool, easy.
Shaking in my britches here.
Now, thank you, Lewis, for that amazing cocktail. I guess kind of amazing. Thanks for the amazing fact.
Good old Ireland. Oh, you.
I would love to go to Ireland.
A friend of mine keeps on sending me videos of Edinburgh, England, because it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like really scenic. There's grass and rolling hills and like.
I love grass.
You should go touch it sometime, you know?
Also, I thought it was Edinburgh. Oh, that's Scotland.
Yeah, no, I think he's talking about Edinburgh, like England.
Yeah, that's a different.
He's a Brit. Yeah.
Edinburgh, England?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not British.
It's Edinburgh. Edinburgh. A lot of castles in Ireland.
Yes.
I like castles. Love
you
me
like
a good
turtles,
castle.
though?
I do like turtles.
Okay. You know what I like, though? I like today's sponsor.
What's that?
Shaker and Spoon. It's a monthly subscription service that gives you bar quality recipes and ingredients. Designed by award-winning mixologists. Their latest box, Totally Tequila. Yeah, they're partying up in those castles. It features incredible tequila blanco cocktail recipes. If you'd like your very own box to drink along with us, then head on over to shakerandspoon.com and use promo code SIPS10, $10 off for subscription. Again, that's SIP10, $10 off.
Thank you, Shaker and Spoon.
Now let's go get lit in Edinburgh.
Let's go to Ireland. Can we go to Ireland?
Wasn't there 2 dudes who did like a podcast in the middle of like an Irish pub in the middle of nowhere?
Can we do that?
You can do that.
Our next episode will be in an Irish pub in Ireland. If you go to our Patreon, it's settled.
Is Sean Connery Irish?
No. Thought he was American.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. He's British, actually.
He's Scottish.
Oh, no. Scottish.
Wow. You really are just.
Hey, he's born in Edinburgh.
Oh, my God.
Whoa. It all comes together.
Oh, that's definitely Edinburgh. I don't know where I'm getting Edinburgh from.
I don't know. There's Edinburgh, I think in Minnesota or Montana or something.
Oh, God.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Maybe.
I don't know.
We
were homeschooled. The only place we know is heaven.
Oh, my God. Indeed.
Indeed.
Anyway.
So
you got a question for me?
Yes. I have a question for you. Actually, I have 2 questions for you. Yes. They have nothing to do with each other, but I could not decide on which question I wanted to ask you. So I'm doing both.
Okay.
So for Beth's question of the day, we have 2 questions.
Okay.
So our first question, simple. Let's get real. Straight to the point. Is Elsa evil?
I'm sorry, what?
Elsa from the movie, not Elsa from Frozen.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my mind immediately went to Frozen.
You're like, what? So Elsa in the movie.
Yes, Yes, she's a Nazi.
Okay, but
there is no but. She's a Nazi.
Wait, hear me out.
You better have a damn good thing to say about this. Because
she said herself she's not a Nazi.
I don't know about that one.
She said it to Indiana. I'm not a Nazi or something. I care about the book or something like that. Something like that. I forget what the line was, but it was something like
she only cares about the book, and the only way the means of getting the book was by joining the Nazis. Therefore, she's a Nazi. Therefore, she's an evil person.
Yeah, but what if she had to do it?
But she wasn't like, okay, so like it wasn't like
double
agent. Yeah, it would call. I'm going to use them. I'm in there, but the second I get like the book and stuff, I'm going to use it on the Nazis. I'm going to kill the Nazis. Not the book. What am I thinking of? The Holy Grail. The second I get the Holy Grail, or like her plan exactly wasn't to. Yeah, she wasn't a double agent. She wasn't trying to do that. She was selfish and she was going to do whatever she wanted for herself. But then also like she was real chummy with the Nazis, but not in like a double agent secret way of being like, I'm gonna, betray them. She was pretty chill with them until the very end.
All right, fair enough. Well, that was a quick one. Good thing I had a second one. So, here it is. So
Sean
Connery. No, my question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Sean Connery, as a father? Two-parter. Would you want him as your dad? Would you be okay with that? Okay. So let's go back to the first part. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate him? 1 being awful, 10 being like the best father ever.
He gets like a 3.5.
Wow, that low.
You know what? A 4.
Well, I was gonna say, don't let me alter your answer.
No, it's be a 4 because like he does have a redemption arc. So you know what? He starts off at like a 3.5. Yeah, he starts off at like a 3.5, maybe a 4, and then by the end of the movie, he becomes like a 6, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with you on a 6. I feel like he starts,
because like in the beginning of the movie, you can tell like he's just neglectful and doesn't really care, and obviously
he's just a little ADD. He's just kind of like in his own little world. He doesn't really know what's going on.
I guess ADD can't have children because they can't focus on them.
Yeah. Listen, coming from the horse's mouth.
Oh my God.
That man is ADHD for sure.
I think he was not a terrible father. Like he wasn't abusive or like.
Well, I mean, he did smack him at one point.
Yeah. Like, oh, well.
Well,
you had to remind me of that.
Yeah. But it was only once. It was only one time.
Oh God. He's not the best of father. He's not winning any Father of the Year awards, that's for sure. But obviously he cared to some degree because obviously he was like the second you're like, oh my God, Indy just died. Holy crap. But then he like 180'd real fast after he found out he was alive. So it was like, okay. So, it is what it is. He's straight mid. He's a straight mid father. How about that?
Yeah, I definitely think straight mid. I also think like it could like, because when you said 4 originally, I was like, I feel like he could be way worse. He's like not terrible. Then again, who am I to judge? Who am I to say? Yeah, I guess straight mid. He's a straight mid dad, but he definitely has a redemption. I will agree. He goes from straight mid to a little above straight mid.
All right.
Well, thank you for answering my question.
That was a very straightforward.
Aha. Yeah, I think.
Yes.
I think I liked both of those questions. I really couldn't decide. I mean, I guess the second one was better in hindsight, but
yeah.
I didn't know that at the time. So, oh well. What do you got for me today, Isaiah?
It's a trial by fire. I have facts for you.
Do you have a lot like the other 2 episodes?
Yeah, I got a few.
Cool.
About our boys, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
Oh boy. Did they have another divorce this time?
No. Steven Spielberg did feel bad though about the fact that the last movie was very, very dark. So he tried to redeem himself with this one. But to start off our facts, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg had intended originally to make a trilogy of Indiana Jones films, but they signed on for 5 with Paramount Pictures.
Oh boy. Isn't the next one with Shia LaBeouf?
It is, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh boy, I've heard a lot about that one.
Yeah, I hope you're ready for a ride.
Okay.
Or a swing. Foreshadowing. Anyway.
Oh.
After the mixed critical and public reaction to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which is kind of crazy. I didn't realize how mixed it was, but yeah, they were like, "Oh." Spielberg decided to complete the trilogy to fulfill his promise to Lucas because I think he wanted out. Now, due to his commitment to the film, however, Steven Spielberg had to drop out of directing Big with Tom Hanks and Rayman.
Big was big.
Big was big, and so was Rayman. I think it'd be very interesting to see those 2 movies with Spielberg in a director's chair. But
I think it would.
Yeah, but history has a way of,
life finds a way.
I guess. If you want to put it that way. Now, Lucas initially suggested to make this film a haunted mansion movie, but Spielberg rejected the idea because he felt it was too similar to Poltergeist.
Oh my God. Of course he says that.
Yes. Does that sound familiar? Because that's why he rejected the original idea for Temple of Doom.
Oh my God.
Now, in September of 1984, Lucas completed an 8-page treatment titled Indiana Jones and the Monkey King, which he soon followed with an 11-page outline. The story saw Indiana battling a ghost in Scotland.
Wasn't this the last headline last week?
No.
Or last fact? Oh, I thought you said something about castles in the last episode too.
Yeah, but they wanted to do a similar idea. George Lucas was really just wanted to do like a haunted mansion movie for some reason.
Yeah, he really did.
But basically, this one was supposed to be in Scotland, and he was supposed to be and Indiana Jones was supposed to be hunting for the Fountain of Youth in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought the Fountain of Youth was in St. Augustine.
I don't. You're right, but also like I don't know what George Lucas is on right now. This idea was then eventually changed when Chris Columbus was brought in to write the script.
Christopher Columbus?
Not that Christopher Columbus.
Okay, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is happening?
JFK, Chris Columbus, we got a lot of historical figures today.
Oh, man.
But you'll know Chris Columbus. He directed, actually, second Harry Potter movie, my least favorite one. But he also did the Home Alone movies.
Oh, okay. Christopher Columbus did?
Yes. After he pillaged and then failed to discover America.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus made Home Alone 2. That was terrible. God, that sucked.
I'm keeping that in. That's so beautiful. Anyway.
Is it 1492? Is that the year?
I don't know. Christopher Columbus is an idiot. So
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue or something like that. Right. I don't know.
Yeah. It's wrong. Like that that whole thing is wrong because he didn't discover America, but whatever.
Right.
I don't need to give you guys a history lesson.
Nope, that's not what we do here.
No.
We go here to become dumber.
That sentence certainly was. Anyway.
More dumb.
Yes. The original story in Christopher Columbus's first draft, dated May 3rd, 1985, changed the main plot device to a garden of immortal peaches. Is that real? I do not know.
Oh my God.
The movie's supposed to take place in 1937 with Indiana battling the murderous ghost of Baron Seamus Seagrove III in Scotland.
Oh. Okay.
Indiana then travels to Mozambique to aid Dr. Claire Clark, a Katharine Hepburn type character, according to Lucas, who has found a 200-year-old pygmy. The pygmy is kidnapped by the Nazis during a boat chase, and Indiana, Claire, and Scraggy Breer, an old friend of Indiana Jones, travel up the Zambezi River to rescue him. Indiana is killed in the climatic battle, but is resurrected by the Monkey King.
Oh, Donkey Kong? I wouldn't be surprised with George Lucas.
So in the climatic battle, Indiana Jones is killed and then resurrected by the Monkey King. Other characters include a cannibalistic African tribe, a Nazi Sergeant Gutenberg, who has a mechanical arm.
What is happening?
Betsy, a stowaway student who is very in love with Indiana Jones for some reason. They did not mention the age, but knowing George Lucas, it would have been weirdly young,
Of course.
and a pirate
his
leader
sister or
named
some shit.
Kazur.
And what? I'm sorry,
A
I missed
pi-
that last part.
A pirate leader named Kazur.
George, okay, I need to have a talk with this man.
George wrote up all these ideas, and then Chris Columbus then wrote out everything
Oh my God.
and connected it all. The pirate leader, described as like a Toshiro Mifune type character, dies eating one of the peaches from the immortal one because he is not pure of heart.
Was he like on acid or something when they
I don't
came
know
up
what
with this?
I don't know what the hell is going on.
This is like Stephen King with like it and it having like the whole thing take place on like a turtle is like the planet or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, look into Stephen King's It, like the book. It's insane.
I just know that there's a gangbang in there as a like
There
team
is.
bonding
It's
exercise.
like a child orgy. It's disgusting. It's like a turtle planet. I mean,
Like from Avatar?
Maturin is the overarching protagonist in the Stephen King multiverse. Sorry, I guess all of his stories take place on this planet that's a turtle. It's like a celestial being or something. Yeah, turtle carrying the planet on his back. Like his shell is the planet. There's got to be a group of people out there that believe this is real too. Like the flat earthers, it's like that same thing.
The world is not flat. Oh my God, finally someone with sense. It's on the back of a turtle. Damn it.
Yeah, Maturin. That's incredible.
That's the wildest thing I've ever heard. And
Yeah,
I just told you the original story of the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for some like less insane facts.
Yes.
Because obviously the original story to The Last Crusade is an acid trip. Would I love to see it right now because I would love to see how they did it? They would do it.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah.
I would love to see this movie.
No doubt.
So anyway, that's the plot to Indiana Jones 6. So now Sean Connery and Harrison Ford are actually only 12 years apart in age.
Really?
Sean Connery was born in 1930 and Harrison Ford was born in 1942.
I mean, I guess they look a little further. I mean, I know they made Sean Connery look older, but still.
It's the beard.
Yeah.
Now, Harrison Ford, as you know in the movie, Indiana Jones cuts his chin with the whip when he first gets it.
Yeah.
And then you notice that throughout the rest of the movie, he does have that scar. That scar is actually a real scar on Harrison Ford, which he got in a car accident when he was 20 years old.
Interesting. Fun little lore.
Oh, Harrison Ford lore.
They saved money on prosthetics that way too.
Now, 2,000 rats were bred for the production.
Oh, bred?
It was actually necessary because ordinary rats are way too susceptible to diseases. So they said, screw it, we're going to make our own.
That sounds so inhumane.
Yep. Now, what happened to the rats afterwards? Don't know.
They killed them all, didn't they?
Now, that's inhumane.
I'm assuming. What else would they fucking let them loose? Is that why New York has so many fucking rats?
No, they probably gave them to a testing center.
Oh, true. Oh, God. What a terrible life for those guys.
Yep. Bred to get almost stepped on by Harrison Ford. And then
later tested on. Jeez.
Due to the temperature on board the Zeppelin scenes, Sean Connery and Harrison Ford would sometimes film without pants.
Is that a real Zeppelin?
No.
Oh.
It was a miniature. So they built miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
So the outside exterior is just matte paintings and a miniature Zeppelin kind of overlaid on top of it. And then the interior of the Zeppelin was in a sound studio.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, a sound stage. And the sound stage just was sweltering, so they would film without pants. And Sean Connery said that he didn't want to wear them because he didn't want to sweat too much.
I guess that's fair.
And for our final fact, this is kind of doozy. Most of the uniforms worn by the Nazis in the Berlin book burning scene are authentic World War II uniforms and not costumes.
Oh my God. How do you even get those?
They found a cache of old uniforms was found in Germany and obtained by costume designer Anthony Powell's co-designer Joanna Johnston. So they literally just happened upon a cache of old World War II German uniforms, and they said, we can use this.
But at what cost? You know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine being that actor and being like, yikes.
There is a thing. I couldn't confirm this fact, but there is something out there saying that when Steven Spielberg directed the scene of everyone having to do the Hail Hitler scene, and they had to do the Say
Oh,
Heil,
yeah.
he had everyone everyone put their hands behind their back and cross their fingers.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Is it true? I don't know. I really hope it is, though, and it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
But those are all our facts for today.
We're trying so hard to explain what the movie's about for you guys so that you're not just like, in case you haven't seen it, you're not like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
We're going to
So
try
Indiana
this one.
Jones and the Last Crusade is about Indiana Jones and
The Last Crusade.
and the Last Crusade. It's about Indiana Jones and his father. So his father ends up joining the plot, and it's about them hunting down the Holy Grail that Jesus drank from during the Last Supper. And it just goes on his wacky shenanigans fighting Nazis because they're also looking for the Holy Grail, and there's some plot twists, and it's like his father's obsession with finding the Holy Grail. But then it turns out the true treasure is friendship.
Elimination. Yeah.
But that is the plot to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yes, very simple and straightforward.
In a nutshell. It's an adventure.
In a nutshell, yeah. Without getting too in depth with it.
Without getting nitty-gritty.
Okay, so what did you think then?
Again, I think it was just a solid adventure movie. I can't say I like it more than the rest. I think it's kind of just on the same level. Each one kind of just is like a standalone movie. I mean, it's again, like if they had brought this in as the first movie and they had an introduction of like young Indiana Jones, it works. It's perfect. Like you get the origin story, it all works. So I think again, as like its own standalone movie, it's a pretty solid adventure movie. There were a few editing mistakes I noticed along the way, which I was what the hell? And they were pretty glaring. Like the one scene where the library and they're like, oh, look, X marks the spot. And it's a giant X on the floor. Like it's literally the entire floor. Then the next shot is them breaking the floor. There's no X.
I didn't even notice that.
It's just solid green. But there's little things like that along the way. Like throughout the movie, there's a lot of little continuity errors. Yeah. So whoever their script supervisor was really not paying attention. The main focus of the movie, though, is the relationship between Indiana Jones and his father.
Right.
And I like that dynamic. However, I feel like it fell just a little bit short of it actually being a full redemption arc for the father, because the whole point of them is like, oh, they're supposed to forget the Grail.
Yeah.
My son is more important. Like that's the whole dynamic. But towards the end, it kind of felt like nothing had really changed, so that like there was no catharticism surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a really quick moment of, oh my God, my son died. Sad. Oh my God, is he really like I really should have been a better father. And then like immediately 180. Oh, he's alive. Yeah. Back to the good old days. Nothing really happened here, and it's nothing really happened.
Well, that's more in the middle. I feel like at the end he still doesn't really tell him like how he feels, but it's a little more. There's a little more at least than that part. I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
It felt like the amount of time we spent in what it was didn't really equate to what it was supposed to feel in the end.
Right.
So I feel like the relationship wasn't developed enough is what I'm getting at.
Fair.
But other than that, I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's pretty good. Do you think the whole desert Nazi fight with the tank and all that stuff went a little bit too long?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But other than that, fun time.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with you. I think it was a solid action film. I felt like they relied more on practicals this time than CGI, like the last one. It felt a little more high budget as well in their action scenes. I don't know how to really explain it. I mean, they had a fucking tank, but like everything just felt more real and gritty, and I liked that. I think that the practical effects for the Holy Grail part, like the aging of the knight, was really well done. I thought that was insane. I love practical effects like that, like the first movie with the melting scene. You know, it's like that same concept where it's just like, I love that type of effect where it's kind of like a not time lapse, but that's how they do it, you know, progression kind of thing on someone's face like that. It's awesome. From the get-go, like from the start of the movie, I was kind of immediately sold on it starting with the circus train scene with young Indiana and stuff with River Phoenix and everything, and just going through all the different carts, and like each cart brought a new obstacle that he had to kind of face and use to defeat the guy he was going against. I liked that. Very creative. I think for once, I'm going to go out on a limb here. For once, the female wasn't entirely useless and annoying. She was a little, but out of the
also
three,
she was the enemy, so
yeah, out of the three, she was definitely the least annoying one. She was the one that really actually could handle herself and didn't have to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, she didn't have to make it be known, kind of a thing. She just kind of did her thing. Maybe Steven and George had a little bit of redemption there, and they're like, you know what? Maybe not all women are awful. The boat chase in Venice was really fun. It felt, again, higher end budgeted than the last two movies, and like where he's like getting chopped up in the boat's getting chopped up in the propeller. Like, that was fun. Also, what the fuck was the small Adolf Hitler cameo? That was weird. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh, hey, you're here. That's interesting.
I think that I'm pretty sure the actor who plays Adolf Hitler is the same actor. No,
actually him.
They found him in Vienna. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, he's one of the Death Star generals.
Oh, okay, interesting. I also loved the little Easter egg on like Indiana actually being named after the dog, which is, based off the true story. I like that they included that into the lore at the end. And I think my only like really big issue I had with the film, like the one that I actually had to write down, was just like the love scene between Indy and Elsa felt really weird and forced. Like I mean, all of the movies, they feel weird and forced, all the romantic scenes. But this one, it felt like they didn't need to have that aspect between them. They should have just been kind of enemies. But, like, she's a woman that can handle herself. And he likes that about her, but there doesn't always need to be this like sexual romance between the two. It's like fucking Rey and Kylo Ren. It's like, why does that need to happen? Like, why can't they just care about each other in a platonic way? But I digress. But no, I really liked it. It was a super fun, enjoyable movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5 as well. I liked it, I think, just as much as the first one. I think I rated them both the same. So I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch for sure. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to add before we end today's episode?
I like it when like you come out of a movie and you're like, that was fun.
Yeah,
like, it was fun. I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't have much to complain about. I don't have like to critique anything. You just come out and be like, that was an enjoyable time.
Yeah. Oh, I was entertained,
Yeah. Like if I like paid for it in the movies, if I paid like a ticket to go see it, I'd be like, I got my money's worth. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to come across nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to today's episode. Please feel free to send in any movie suggestions you'd like us to watch and review for our upcoming listeners episode. It'll be just a few weeks away now. We're coming towards the end of Indiana Jones. We only got 2 more episodes left. So if you want to send those in, you can send those on in at silverscreensips@gmail.com. And if you don't follow us already, then be sure to also follow us on Instagram so you can get any and all updates regarding the show. And we will see you next week with Shia LaBeouf in The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
You make it sound like Shia LaBeouf is a young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I do. Whoops. It's not. That's River Phoenix.